hoping this one's the masterpiece.
This is what made me go on the locker. These things are probably an easy $100 a piece. Whoa, look at these, dude. Yeah.
They battled over lockers, cashed in on forgotten junk, and became reality TV royalty. But fame, like storage treasures, doesn't always last. Now, in 2025, fans are left wondering, what happened to the Storage Wars legends who once ruled the auction block?
Any idiot can be successful in this business. Here's a perfect example. I can't hear you, please speak up. I'm not bidding on this one. This looks like absolute trash.
This lineup of 17 familiar faces may shock you. One is nearly unrecognizable. One turned a side hustle into an empire. Another quietly vanished after a scandal that left fans stunned. From dramatic comebacks to personal transformations, the twists are just as unpredictable as the show itself. Ready to unlock the stories behind the storage doors? Let's dig in. Daryl Sheets. Daryl Sheets, affectionately known as the Gambler, became one of the most memorable figures on Storage Wars thanks to his fearless bidding style and unshakable confidence. From the early days of the show, Daryl was known for diving headfirst into risky lockers with the belief that every unit held potential treasure. His bold approach and entertaining commentary helped make him a household name, and fans admired his ability to turn dusty, forgotten storage units into surprising windfalls. He underwent a major personal crisis in 2019 after he was hit by 2 heart attacks, which took place back-to-back. Because of the scares, he had to take time off the auction scene to assess his priorities. The recovery and soul-searching time made him take a pledge to better his living condition, which included a huge 40-pound weight loss. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, with Daryl now opting for health and healing over the high-pressure arena of competitive bidding. Daryl became addicted to using the thrill of the storage auction game after the fall. He returned for the much-anticipated Season 15 of Storage Wars. Longtime fans who missed his energy and larger-than-life personality were indeed delighted. It was hailed as a glorious return, as it was historical evidence of sustaining the thrill of hunting, despite some massive life hurdles falling across the pathway. Daryl is also likely to keep a low profile, concentrating on the health of himself, his family, and friends. Although not a full-time employee on Storage Wars, he is still a respected figure in the storage auction community. His persistence, charm, and the ability to rise above challenges stand testimony to his legacy being one of the most memorable yet inspiring cast members of this series. Daryl proved he could bounce back. The next one? Let's just say you won't see it coming. Hester. Dave Hester was one of the most recognizable and polarizing figures on Storage Wars from the moment the show premiered in 2010. Known for his aggressive bidding tactics and his trademark "Yoop" catchphrase, Hester quickly became a central character on the series. His sharp eye for valuable items and relentless competitiveness made him a formidable presence at storage auctions, often clashing with other cast members while commanding both respect and controversy among fans. However, Hester's time on the show wasn't without drama. In 2012, he made headlines when he publicly claimed that Storage Wars was staged, accusing the producers of planting valuable items in lockers to boost entertainment value. His allegations led to a highly publicized legal battle with the network. The situation grew increasingly tense as both sides stood firm, eventually culminating in a 2-year dispute that ended with Hester being ordered to pay approximately $122,000 in legal fees to the defendants. However, the moment came when Dave turned back to the show after a brief absence, resurfacing as a cast member to continue into 7 more seasons. His return was indeed an event, though it brought back old rivalries and even featured the same bravado that made him popular. Slowly but surely, however, Hester made his exit again with the series, only this time for good, as he pulled himself from the confines of reality television. Hester diverted away from Storage Wars and has pivoted to really build his own independent business, an auctioneering and consulting company thriving and successful, powered by over a couple of decades of experience in helping others navigate his auction world. He is no longer in front of cameras, but Dave Hester remains an influential name in auctions, known to fans as one of the most iconic and talked-about personalities in the entire history of Storage Wars. Kelvin. Kelvin made a powerful impression when he joined Storage Wars as a recurring buyer before becoming a main cast member in Season 5. A retired football player and former MMA fighter, Ivy brought a commanding presence and competitive mindset to the auction block. Known for his no-nonsense attitude, sharp instincts, and strong bidding strategy, he quickly earned the respect of his fellow cast members and became a fan favorite for his focus and determination. Over time, Ivy proved himself to be a serious contender in the storage auction world. His ability to identify value in cluttered units and make smart purchasing decisions made him one of the most consistent and successful buyers on the show. With each episode, he demonstrated a blend of discipline, industry knowledge, and savvy that helped him rise above the chaos of bidding wars and remain a steady force throughout his time on the series. After some seasons as a cast member in Storage Wars, he decided to quit reality television to pursue a brand new business venture. There was a thrift store in Palmdale, California, Grandma's Attic, where he would be found selling rare antiquities and other unusual collectibles. The store captured Ivy's eye with the value and was established from exceptional high-end pieces curating skills, which were garnered after many years on the show. He is no longer in front of the camera, but is still very active in reselling and auctions through his store and other engagements. He has also adapted from reality television formats into entrepreneurship to show how versatile and far-sighted he can be, beyond the fame and celebrity of Storage Wars. Kelvin indeed remains a great and revered person in the storage auction world, both for his competitive spirit and for his success in the world of entrepreneurship. Brandon Sheets. Brandon Sheets, known by fans as the Side Bet, was a key member of Storage Wars during its early years, appearing alongside his father, Daryl Sheets. As part of the main cast for the first 8 seasons, Brandon played a unique role as both a partner and apprentice, learning the trade while actively participating in the high-stakes world of storage auctions. His calm demeanor and steady presence balanced out his father's more aggressive style, and together they became one of the show's most recognizable teams. Brandon's departure from the series happened in 2016 when A&E cut the budget down and trimmed the cast accordingly. Instead of slogging it out in the storage auction world, Brandon took another route. He settled into Arizona and went into real estate. The change allowed for a more even-keeled, quieter life for Brandon, where, away from the high-pressure demands of reality television and incessant traveling, he could call it home. Although hardly a household name anymore, he still stays connected to entertainment in one form or another. With some short vlogs mixed with some web storytelling, he still maintains a connection with nostalgic core fans on social media. These online episodes are his venues for creative outlets, little windows into life beyond Storage Wars for him to stay in touch with his longtime audience. Today, Brandon is a well-grounded guy with a family, and he focuses on improving himself both personally and professionally. Dumpster diving days may be a hazy memory behind him, but Storage Wars will always burn bright in the minds of viewers. The story of how he went from an on-screen apprentice to a real-life entrepreneur remains one of the more relatable and inspiring stories to emerge from the original cast of the show. Barry Weiss. Barry Weiss, affectionately known as the Collector, was one of the most unique and beloved personalities on Storage Wars. With his sharp wit, eccentric fashion, and unorthodox bidding style, Barry brought a refreshing dose of humor and unpredictability to the show. Unlike many of his fellow buyers, Barry wasn't driven purely by profit. He had a passion for rare, strange, and collectible items, often pursuing lockers simply out of curiosity or amusement. His quick banter and playful interactions made him an instant fan favorite during his 4-season run. In 2015, Barry stepped away from Storage Wars, but he didn't stray far from the spotlight. He starred in his own spin-off series, Buried Treasure, which followed him on cross-country adventures in search of odd and rare collectibles. His popularity continued to grow, leading to a second spin-off, Storage Wars, Barry Strikes Back, where he teamed up with fellow castmate Kenny Crossley to review their favorite moments from the original series and share behind-the-scenes stories. These projects allowed fans to stay connected to Barry's larger-than-life personality even after his departure from the main show. At the start of Storage Wars' 10th season, Barry, who had not appeared in the series for the last couple of years, made a rather surprising comeback. His entry was grandly received by the old fans who always craved his charisma, sense of humor, and collector's instinct. Back at the auction block, Barry slipped right back into all his old roles, demonstrating that time spent only honed his wit and deepened his knowledge of hidden treasures, because the audience now knows that nostalgia and freshness don't make a newer cast. Beyond just television, Barry Weiss is considered by many to be a titan in pop culture. His flamboyant personality and quirky yet easygoing nature made him an unforgettable member of the Storage Wars cast. Whether he is traveling the country in search of the wackiest finds or revisiting some of those classic auction moments, Barry still basks in glory for turning storage hunting into a fun, memorable, and exhilarating experience. Dhan and Laura Dodson. Dhan and Laura Dodson were the heart and soul of Storage Wars throughout its original 14-season run, serving as the show's lead auctioneers. Known for their fast-paced auction chant and seamless teamwork, the husband and wife duo quickly became fan favorites. Their chemistry, professionalism, and ability to manage the high-pressure environment of storage unit bidding added structure and excitement to every episode. As the guiding force behind countless auction scenes, they played a crucial role in shaping the rhythm and energy of the series. While they remained a consistent presence for most of the show's run, 2019 brought an unexpected change. Due to financial issues that affected A&E, the network was forced to lock storage units to bidders, leading Dhan and Laura to step away from the show temporarily. Instead of slowing down, they focused on their own business, American Auctioneers, which specializes in legal and seized property sales across California. The company allowed them to continue their work in the auction world even while they were off-screen, but their absence was not to be permanent. In Season 15, Dhan and Laura made a successful return, much to the thrill of longtime fans who had missed their trademark auction calls and hyperkinetic personality. Their return solidified their reputation as two of the main characters in the Storage Wars universe and returned order and intensity to the auction floor. The couple's return rekindled the familiar rhythms and atmosphere to which viewers had become accustomed. Besides running American Auctioneers, the Dodsons also run StorageAuctions.net, an online platform for auctioning storage facilities in the United States. Dhan and Laura remain deeply involved in the business of auctioneering through both in-person and digital ventures, and are very much respected leaders in their field. Their consistency, professionalism, and dedication to the practice of auctioneering have cemented their legacy as some of the most recognizable and powerful forces in Storage Wars history. Hold on to your seats, because the next Storage Wars star brings a whole new vibe. Mary Padon. Mary Padon first appeared on Storage Wars Texas, where her quirky charm and creative eye quickly made her a standout. She later joined the main Storage Wars cast in Season 5, bringing a fresh energy and unique approach to the show. Nicknamed the Junkster, Mary developed a reputation for fearlessly diving into cluttered lockers and discovering unexpected treasures. Her ability to repurpose forgotten items into beautiful, functional pieces set her apart from other buyers and made her a fan favorite. Mary's passion for vintage finds didn't stop when the cameras stopped rolling. She continues to run her store, Mary's Finds, which offers a carefully curated mix of refurbished, found, and untouched items, many of which she personally collected during her time on the show. Her store reflects her distinctive aesthetic and love for giving second-hand items new life. Through Mary's Finds, she has maintained her connection to the world of resale and design, even after stepping back from full-time reality television. But besides her businesses, Mary has also developed an interest in charity work. She has worked hands-on with Ubuntu Life, a nonprofit founded in order to assist children with special needs in Kenya. Here, her efforts testify to her charity and concern for a cause outside the fields of the entertainment and resale industries at large. Through using her high profile in giving exposure to other worthy causes, Mary has evidenced that it is not only on the auction block that her principles prevail. The focus may have swayed away from Mary Padon with the end of Storage Wars, but even today, fans are inspired by her creativity, entrepreneurship, and humanitarianism. Through her shop, her philanthropy, and silver moments on TV, Mary remains one of the tallest icons in Storage Wars history. Mary will forever be in the hearts of the show's fans, fueled by her spunky, bright personality and her amazing ability to find a hidden treasure. Kenny Crossley. Kenny Crossley's introduction to Storage Wars began with a chance encounter that would eventually change the course of his career. Originally appearing alongside Weiss in several early episodes, Kenny's humor, charisma, and easygoing nature quickly caught viewers' attention. What started as a light-hearted side role evolved into a major presence, and by Season 10, Kenny had established himself as a buyer in his own right. His unique style and infectious personality made him a fan favorite, adding a fun and unpredictable element to the cast. Kenny distinguished himself not just by what he bought, but how he approached the game. His colorful personality, distinctive fashion sense, and offbeat commentary brought levity to even the most competitive auctions. He wasn't always the most aggressive bidder, but his laid-back style and knack for spotting overlooked value gave him a strong edge. His ability to stand out while still blending into the group dynamic made him a key part of the show's later seasons. Away from the cameras, Kenny has constructed a rich and entrepreneurial life. Kenny launched his very own clothing line to flaunt his sense of fashion and branding. He owns a candy vending business in New Orleans called Jackie's Famous Pralines, which gives a twist of sweetness to his portfolio of ventures. He has proved to be a creative spirit who is always open to discovering and adopting new business opportunities without the shadow of the Storage Wars appearing to dissipate. Besides adorning himself with clothes and indulging in delicacies from across the globe, Kenny had taken a step forward in the field of music. He called himself Lil Daddy, the Dhan and DJ Kenny Do It, and would cultivate a montage of entertainment and expression. In the same way, these ventures presuppose that very charm and personal touch he brought to Storage Wars, whether working behind a mic, running a business, or entertaining fans. Kenny Crossley continues to be remembered as one of the most charming and versatile personalities who have come from the show. Emily Wares. Emily Wares brought a fresh and youthful energy to Storage Wars when she joined the cast in Season 10. As a professional auctioneer, she quickly impressed both the audience and her fellow cast members with her confidence, poise, and skill. Her rapid-fire auction chant and composed presence added a level of professionalism to the auction scenes, and she stood out as one of the few women in the male-dominated field. Emily's strong work ethic and calm demeanor helped her become a memorable figure during her two-season run on the show. While her time on Storage Wars was relatively brief, Emily didn't limit her ambitions to just storage auctions. She also auditioned for American Idol, hoping to explore her musical talents on a national stage. Although she didn't make it past the first round of auditions, the experience reflected her willingness to step outside of her comfort zone and pursue creative opportunities beyond the auction world. Moving past the movie scene, Emily made a switch to the private side. Settled in Idaho, she chose the calm life of a dedicated wife and mother of 2 daughters. From social media posts, she seems to be enjoying every bit of motherhood and living away from the crazy life in Los Angeles. Her slow transition from the character of a TV personality to that of a stay-at-home mom tells of a time in her life when she was determined and purposefully resetting her priorities. The entrepreneurial itch is still there, and one that she works on in her off hours. Her new online shop is about selling leather boots, which marries her passion for fashion with her business acumen. Emily Wares, who stands even as the camera turns away from her, is emblematic of the grit, determination, and ingenuity that rather upstaged everyone else in Storage Wars. Shauna Dhan and Edwina Registra. Shauna Dhan and Edwina Registra joined Storage Wars with a fresh perspective and quickly made an impression with their fun, fashionable, and fearless approach to buying. Known for their search for new vintage pieces, the duo brought a modern, stylish twist to the typically rugged storage auction scene. Their sharp eyes for trends and strong friendship helped them stand out from the more seasoned, traditional cast members, earning them recognition and appreciation from fans who enjoyed their different energy and strategy. Rather than chasing only high-ticket items, Shauna and Edwina focused on uncovering unique, second-hand finds that aligned with their thrifting philosophy. Their vibrant personalities and natural chemistry made them engaging to watch, and their shared enthusiasm for fashion and treasure hunting gave the show a refreshing contrast. Together, they proved that success in the auction world didn't require decades of experience. It could also come from passion, teamwork, and a unique vision. After their time on the show, the girls used their respective elements to create an even larger influence on their YouTube channel called Thrifters Anonymous. Showcased on this channel are their country drives to thrift stores for hauls and to spread the stories behind their finds. The platform turned into a community for thrift enthusiasts. This made it possible for Shauna and Edwina to build a strong relationship with their fans as well as other resellers. Besides working for the Thrifters Anonymous channel, Edwina successfully juggles her creative pursuits with a corporate career. While shuffling her career as a sales and retention executive at Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield in Las Vegas, she has also been building a classy online domain. Now, Shauna and Edwina, in their continuing adventures in thrifting and fashion, have had the chance to inspire lots of other people, some in and some out of the cameras. Justin Bryant. At just 22 years old, Justin Bryant made Storage Wars history as the youngest buyer ever to appear on the show. Inspired by the series from a young age, he set out to carve a place for himself in the competitive world of storage auctions. Despite his youth, Justin came prepared with a determined mindset and an eagerness to learn. which quickly earned him respect from fellow cast members and viewers. His drive and ambition brought a refreshing perspective to the series, showing that age was no barrier to success in the auction world. Justin's time on Storage Wars was relatively short, limited to just 2 seasons, with his final appearance coming in season 12. However, at that time, he made a lasting impression through his dedication and personal achievements. Notably, he used his success from the storage auction business to make a real difference in his family's life, helping his mother purchase a home and providing employment for his older brother. These accomplishments reflected the deep sense of responsibility and purpose that motivated his work. Justin is carrying on with what mostly looks like a happy, normal life, though he has long left the limelight. He is married now to Evelyn Leon, and they are the parents of 2 lovely daughters. He may not be seen bidding anymore on screen, but his legacy lives on as a trailblazer to young people from the auction industry. His story personifies determination, humility, and what it means to turn an opportunity into lasting change. If not quite the best Chicago-style Storage Wars model, Justin left an example showing that passion and persistence can lead to success, even in an industry largely dominated by older, more experienced buyers. His bits on television might not have been all that much, but they left an impact, both personally and professionally, that continues to travel with time. Fans remember him fondly not for a few episodes on the show in which he played an iconic role, but for having gone beyond the auction block into life and reached the far end, touching many more lives in the process. Quietly, his success story keeps inspiring young entrepreneurs whose dream is to make it big in competitive industries. Jared Schultz and Brandy Passante. Jared Schultz and Brandy Passante were one of the most iconic pairs on Storage Wars, captivating audiences for 12 seasons with their lively banter, competitive spirit, and undeniable chemistry. As business partners and a couple, they brought a relatable and entertaining dynamic to the show, often clashing over bidding decisions while still functioning as a strong team. Their popularity on the series eventually led to a spin-off, Brandy and Jared, Married to the Job, which gave viewers a closer look at their lives outside the auction world. Despite their long-standing on-screen and off-screen partnership, the couple went through a quiet breakup in 2018. The news of their separation wasn't made public until 2 years later, surprising fans who had followed their journey since the show's early seasons. Following the split, Brandy returned to Storage Wars in season 15 on her own, while Jared was no longer part of the cast due to a serious legal issue. In May 2021, he was charged with misdemeanor domestic violence battery, a development that led to his removal from the series. Post-breakup, Brandy has seen nothing but success for herself, both personally and professionally. In a heartfelt birthday post on Instagram in May 2023, she disclosed her relationship with the restaurateur Clifford Beaver, who said, "I love you so much. I'm happy we found each other," to the public. The event marked a new beginning for her as a solo buyer on the show, while she brought the same sharp instincts and strong personality fans have always admired, but now with renewed independence. On the other hand, Jared has been much quieter over the years. He is no longer appearing on Storage Wars, but 2 years ago, he posted a photo on Instagram announcing his new relationship with Relly Beckman. For those wondering what he might be doing now, he hasn't made many public appearances since leaving the show. He used to do plenty of those. Jared and Brandy form 2 of the most memorable and talked-about personalities in the history of Storage Wars, their complex story representing both the ecstatic and troubled periods of fame in reality TV. Jared and Brandy's rise and fall underscore a theme that recurs in reality television: the fusion of private matters with professional ones under public scrutiny. Their relationship, which was seen as an engaged couple juggling love and business, became a constant reminder of how publicity amplifies the smallest issues of private life. According to brilliant reality TV observer Robert Thompson, shows like Storage Wars sort of turn the normal couple dynamics into performance art. But that spotlight has a way of revealing the cracks rather quickly, faster than in real life. Eddie's and Nicole's saga was not only entertaining to the fans, but also brought light to the expense of having personal footage being shown, where every quarrel or separation becomes part of the script. You've seen the drama between Jared and Brandy. Now, get ready for a partnership with a surprising twist: Renee and Casey Nazoda. Renee and Casey Nazoda joined Storage Wars in Season 4 and quickly made a name for themselves with their strong teamwork, deep knowledge of resale, and upbeat personalities. As a husband and wife duo, they brought a dynamic presence to the show, often blending humor with serious expertise in secondhand sales. Their ability to assess the value of items with precision and confidence helped them stand out among the cast, and they quickly earned a loyal fan base. The couple remained a core part of the show until it went on an indefinite hiatus in 2019. However, when Storage Wars returned 2 years later, Renee and Casey were among the familiar faces who made a successful comeback. Their return was met with enthusiasm from longtime viewers who appreciated their unique style and seasoned approach to bidding. Unlike some cast members, the Nazodas embraced life beyond the show and continued to grow their presence both on and off camera. Somewhere around 2019's, they opened a YouTube channel named Bargain Hunters Thrift, which now boasts nearly 200,000 subscribers. They make behind-the-scenes videos, thrift store haul videos, and auction tip videos for their community. In so doing, they have cemented a vast online following of fans and resellers. The engagement enriched their connection with the audience and gave them exposure in the resale and thrifting world. Their online achievements further contributed to their consistent appearance on televised media, solidifying their image as consultants and approachable persons within the industry. Together with their internet work, Renee and Casey still manage their popular physical store, Bargain Hunters Thrift Store, nestled in California. The store ideally reflects their overall admiration for second-hand goods, as well as their expertise in recognizing unique finds and valuable items. Sadly, their losses became personal in March of 2023 when Renee's father, Gunter, died from complications of cancer. Despite the arduous times, the couple's determination has seen them carry along well with both their personal and professional lives, while not forgetting that they are part of the larger Storage Wars legacy. The ripple effect of Renee and Casey's influence upon the reseller community is a fresh aspect worth mentioning. For instance, Renee has spoken at industry conventions and online reseller summits where he expounds on spotting hidden value in the most unexpected of places. In 2021, Renee elaborated on their mission. "We don't just sell stuff, we help people see potential in what others overlook." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with the Storage Wars cast, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on your favorite reality TV stars. Got a favorite cast member or a moment you still think about? Let us know in the comments below. And don't go anywhere. Click the next video on your screen to keep the binge going. See you there.